Good evening, all you beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. How y'all doing today? Hopefully y'all doing alright. We got a little bit of people in today, which is pretty nice. We got Ray, my man Ray. Ray up in the building. Hopefully you had a good day, my man. We got Fluffy. Fluffy's always on time. Always on time. Always count on that dude. We were actually catching Little Miss Angel, who was playing some God, what was it? DayZ. That's what it was. DayZ. So she's been playing DayZ. So let's get Antonio. Welcome back, sir. Welcome back. Let's see. I'm gonna turn this down just a tad so I can turn the music up a little bit better, a little more soundy, see the vibes going on. Got Stadia Krampus. Good evening. How you doing, my dude? Just getting through some stuff really quickly, and then I'll pop in the cam for you guys. You guys hang out, we'll chit chat, get some stuff going on. Chase up in the building. My dude. Hey, you've been MIA today. Yeah, I know. Dude, you don't even have to tell me it's family day. Come on, it's Memorial Day weekend. I know damn well what it is. You ain't gotta tell me. We good. Everybody deserves a day for family, man. It's no problem whatsoever. White you got Eddie coming in here quick with the AMA. White people eat pizza with ketchup still alive. Hey man, you know what? Hold on. We'll get to that right now. Give me 1 sec. This guy. There we go. There's my man. Hey, like I told you, Antonio, got a microphone right here. Got a mic, got it going for you. Got everything set. What we're gonna do though, so this isn't here. I'll take this mic real quick. Right quick. Take this video, put it down here. Get a little bit bigger for you guys so you guys can see here. See my beautiful face. What's going on? Oh man. What I want to do though, go ahead and add what was it? That's what. There we go. Boom. What I want to do. Whoops. I'm gonna add this right into here. Bring this down here. Actually, right here in the center. What I'm going to do, pop some properties in here. Should be good with that. But I definitely need a better background for you guys to kind of take a look at and stuff. So, doing some OBS stuff in the background. Let's get a new background though. So really quickly, so Eddie seems to be wanting to do the AMA first of all. Let's go back to that really quick. Why people who eats pizza, ketchup still alive? I'll tell you what, sir. I am one of those people, but I only eat it on a specific type of pizza by a specific restaurant because the way that they make theirs, they don't add a lot of sauce. Oh my god, is it good? Oh, look at that background. That's a good one. Let's see, it's working with stuff. I got some updates going on back here. All right, let's see. Went to the zoo with mine today. Drive through. We were social distancing. Damn, hey, whatever gets you going. Antonio says that's nasty. Pineapple and pizza, AMA. Okay. The long age question. Pineapple is not wrong on a pizza if you are the type to enjoy barbecue chicken pizza, because you have the sweet and savory, and it's just a mild difference. That's all it is, just mild difference. So I can enjoy pineapple pizza. Is it my favorite? No, it's not my favorite. Not my favorite at all, man. Not at all. But I'll indulge in it a little bit. I'll get a little bit in there. Chris says pineapple pizza all the way, son. Hey, man, if that's what you like, that's what you like, bro. That's what you like. Pineapple always ketchup. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. Look. There is specific pizza that is really good for it. Really good. Trust me. Any other time, like, you're talking about Domino's? No. Talking about Pizza Hut? No. Like, none of those garbage fast food places. No. You never want to do ketchup with those. There is a specific place out here in California. I kid you not. Ketchup on that bad boy is fucking God's gift. God's gift. That's the only pizza I'll have ketchup with. Only one. Let's see what else we got. Antonio, looking forward to this week on Stadia tomorrow. Dude, trust me, I am always looking forward to that. And that is literally why I do not stream on Tuesdays. Yep, definitely. Sounds hella good. I was just asking them because I couldn't hear you over the game. Oh, dude, just tell me if it's too loud, man. The thing is, I had this set up, but I just never had the time to get it going. So, actually, what I could do is give you guys a little slide view here so you can see everything a little bit clearer. I don't have to look like I'm like, But yeah, no, man. Just working with filters and stuff like that, making things sound crisp and clean. It's just things that those are minor things that I get lazy to do. It's like, I could just throw this on and I'll be good. So, when a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? Question of the ages. Man, I mean, it'll make a thud. Does that count as a sound? Yeah, technically. Not when it falls, but when it hits the ground. Proper 12 or not too proper 12. Gotta stay proper, man. It's in the name. Is it proper if you don't 12? It's a good one. I like that one. That's a good one. Excellent question. That indeed. Coming in with the thought-provoking pieces. Is it 12 if it doesn't become proper? Ooh. Okay. That's a good one. I like that one. I'm gonna say it's not proper if it ain't 12. Daniel Davis in the house, my dude. What is going on? How you been, man? Hopefully you're enjoying the weekend. If you're working, hey man, I hope you had a great day. Hope you had a great, blessed day, man. Jeez, that's a tough one, Chase. Yeah, dude, Antonio. I mean, it's a tough one, my man. It's a tough one. All right, so what we're working on? Oh yeah, that's right. We're gonna check out some wallpapers. Try to change things up so you guys can, I can read the chat on the side here instead of getting all crazy. Let's see. Let's check some good ones. Let's check some good ones here. Minimal Earth? Maybe you guys like Minimal Earth. How's this? How's this for you guys? What we can do, actually, turn this down just a little bit so we can get the full effect of the equalizer. There you go. Look at that. And I can see the chat, and everything looks good. Fine and dandy. Looking nice, looking nice. I hate when it does it that way. It's all finicky when I want to just, all I want to do, drag it over here. Let's do this. There we go. We'll lock it in right there. Little tech stuff so you guys can see on the background as I get this going. Have some fun with that for right now. Doing good. Thanks for asking. Chilling. You work until next week. Well, hey, man, just get through it. It's a job. We all got one. Some of us got one. Most of us got one. Hopefully. I know this COVID thing kind of pushed a lot of people out, but got to stay strong. Got to keep going. Got to keep doing you. And we'll get through it. Just like everybody says, we'll get through it. You've made it this far. Just keep on going, man. It's part of life. I'm meant to get kicked down and picked up again. This is how it goes. This is how we learn. What's the banner behind you? Oh, this banner back here. So this banner real quick. So there's a brewery out here. Let me just slide this over for you guys. You guys can kind of see this with me for a minute. So this thing, here, let me see if I can adjust this right. This banner back here. There's a brewery out here. There's a brewery that does this thing called Week of Logic. The place is called Bottle Logic. Really nice place, really good brewery. Has a lot of good IPAs and stouts. Highly recommend Chase. If you ever come out here, man, let me take you. That place is food trucks around there, amazing. So anyways, there's this place called Bottle Logic. It's a brewery, small brewery. Every year they do this thing called Week of Logic, which is basically their 1-year anniversary, so to speak. They always do certain events. Last year when I went, it was like a Dungeons and Dragons theme. Let me show you something really cool. Let me mute this real quick. Give me 1 sec. Check this out, guys. This place went all out. What they do when you sign up, you have to go and sign up for this. It's a week-long event where they have different craft beers produced for that specific event. That's just like amazing. You can only see them and taste them there. They might rotate them into the regular fold, but mainly you're gonna catch them there. First thing they do is get you a book. Now there's 4 books total you have to choose. So one for a warrior, one for a cleric, one for a shadow/thief. The other one was a magician, a wizard. That was the other one. Now within these, you can make your character name. See that? You can put the stats and everything. Kind of go down the list. Very nice. You can kind of make your own stuff and whatnot. Tells you how it works and everything. Tasting quest basically, explains, aromas and all that stuff. It's a really neat book that they made. Really, really nice. Monkish, dude. Monkish. Oh yeah. Monkish is so good. But yeah, so there's a treasure collection. The goal was to go through every day, try one drink. Just one drink. And they gave you like little ones. One drink. And it was, I think it's an 8 or 10 ounce pour, depending on what it was. But once you had them, you get a stamp. And each day that you got a stamp, once you hit a certain threshold, you get a prize. First prize, I still have it here, was this pin. You get this nice looking pin. And check that out right there. Come on, focus on it. Focus on it. Like, get it so it focuses on it. But you get this nice pin. I think it was you had to get to 3. And then when you hit 5, you have this hand carved, laser carved bottle opener. All the way around, man. Super nice. All the way around. Fucking beautiful. I'm talking about beautiful craftsman work, dude. This was amazing. Super cool. Super simple too. Think about it. Super simple. Just, piece of wood, let it carve in, put a nail, like a screw. If you can see that, it's like a little screw around the top, and just easy popping, dude. Easy. This was dope. Then once you went all days, let me get these things out. When you went all the days, you were given this beautiful chalice. This amazing chalice with laser graving on it. this wondrous chalice, and it's fucking beautiful, dude. Beautiful, 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 very beautiful. What I should do, so you guys can kind of read that properly. Let me go to the cam here. Go to the whoops, not that. Properties. No, that's flipped vertically. I don't want to do that. Configure the video. Let's see. Image quality, right light. No. What was it? Normal. That's what I wanted to do. Normal. You guys can kind of see the stuff on there. How old are you? Maybe I'm late. Now, there's a whole list that I got to get to, but I wanted to get through this really quick. So yeah, so it says Week of Logic as well, but there's just a bunch of different emblems from the stuff on there. But yes, very Celtic feel to it. Game of Thrones was still around by then, so it's a very nice chalice, very heavy glass chalice. So, and they gave you a what is it, 20 sided, 18 maybe? No, it's a 20. Could be a 20 or 19 maybe. No, 20 sided die. So came with a bunch of pins. You know, you get your pins and whatnot. You actually had to collect pins in order to get a lot of the stuff too. So, but I've had that on the side for a while, and I got that banner. Got that banner at the same time as well. So, you know how to move this over really quick. $1 million backpack. I've had it. I've had plenty of it too. Let me go back up here. Work until next week. Got that. Don't. So Antonio gave me an AMA here. If two mind readers read each other's minds, whose mind are they reading? That's a good one. I'm gonna go with answer D, the narrator. Hashtag names have roads. God, I wish she was here. She would love this. Names have roads. Besides games, what else would Link be live streaming on YouTube? That's a good thing. I mean, that's a good thing to ask right now. As of right now, the only thing that I've decided that I wanted to do is gaming stuff. There's a possibility of doing podcasts, but here's the thing. There was a time when I did do a podcast with people, and it's not a bagging or anything like that. It's just it's very time consuming to kind of switch between the two. And right now, I'm still a small time streamer, and I kind of want to stick to one trade and kind of, not necessarily perfect it, but get better at it before I kind of dabble into the other stuff. So right now, streaming gameplay is going to be the biggest thing. I don't mind joining a bunch of other like podcasts and pitching in and stuff like that, different things. It's totally fine. I love it. I love the questionnaires and stuff like that. So totally. I would totally be up for it. Stay strong, be safe, be well. Hell yeah. Think what's going on, Pablo, my dude. How you been? I haven't seen you for a while. Hopefully you're doing well. Staying safe out there, man. That Bruce Banner. Chase slowly walks away. God, dude, Bruce Banner. Here we go. Here come the dad jokes. Too funny. Let's see. I think computer stuff. I'll be doing computer stuff right now. Yeah, we're kind of just getting through the chit chats and whatnot, introductions, all that, saying hi to everybody, getting the quick AMAs out, and then we'll kind of roll into what I'm gonna do tonight. So you've had Bottle Logic. Kai rates them high, really high actually. Yeah, I would love to have you guys out here. Monkish is so good, man. It's so good. So back to Rick Tone real quick. Sorry, man. So how old am I? I am 30. I have not been asked that. I am 30 going on 31 this year. So Rick Tone says, nice music. Thank you, sir. Really nice chill vibes. Good for, the weekends. So usually try to do them on the weekends. I know I do them during the week, but I try to keep week a little bit more upbeat so that people are kind of like, let's get through the week. Push through the weekend. And people think like, let's go hard on a Saturday or Friday. Like, yeah, that's all cool, but there's nothing wrong with some good music while you're, chilling out. Roll them dice. Eddie says, hell yeah. I'm telling you, man, I want to play some D&D. I want to do some type of D&D thing, man. I would love it. Speaking of which, since I have both of you in here, there's a game called For the King. Came out on console. Very, very good D&D based game. Really, really good. I highly recommend you guys check it out whenever you get a chance. You don't have to play it. Check out some videos. Very nice. Has probability rolls for, like, you know, offensive, evasion, stuff like that. Character specific things, like, super cool. And it's a video game, so if we can get that on Stadia, that was one of the things that I asked for Stadia. For the King. It's a very good game. I think all around a very good game. So Modern Times, yep, so we got that one. Modern Times is a really, really good one. I just realized we have a lot of alcoholics. It's not being an alcoholic, it's just having a good time. That's all it is. That's all it is. Unless you're rowdy, then that's when you become a little bit more of an alcoholic. When you cause problems and cause trouble while drinking, that's when you know there's a little bit of an issue. But when you're resorting to alcohol to either get away from something or cover up things, that's when you start using alcohol for a negative effect. It doesn't benefit you. The only benefit that you get from alcohol is what people call the truth serum. So you kind of have more of your inner feelings come out a little bit more. The way my cousin explained it, who passed away, was your state of drunkenness is the state in which you are completely open. Like, you open all the doors in your mind, in your body, of your soul. So you're not necessarily, like people say, oh, you have a different persona. It's not a different persona. It's you being true, like 100% utterly true. He wasn't a heavy drinker, but he would drink. But this man saw life in a different window that I wish I could have experienced, because hearing stories about this man blows my mind. Like, he was philosophically intellectual human. Like, he was this crazy dude that you would think, like, dude, you're just a frat boy and all this stuff. But his ideas blew my mind in a philosophical way. Like, this guy had a way of thinking that I did not even think of. It was nuts. So God rest his soul. But man, that guy, I only wish that I got 5 minutes to ask him those questions. And it's nuts. Dude questioned a lot of fate, like a lot about your fate. If it's real, if it's wrong, just different things, and kept you on your toes, man. Really, really cool dude. Let me see here. What else we got? Let's see. Eddie says, thank you for being on my friends list on Spotify. I just stole your playlist. At any time, man. I have so many playlists on here. Dude, just feel free. Let's see. It says you know it. The only alcoholics they're only alcoholics if they go to meetings. This doesn't count. It's a good one. Since you're totally up for since you are totally up for June 16th, the Stadia, this week on Stadia Unfiltered, see you there. Hell yeah, dude, I'll mark my calendars for that, dude. Hell yeah. If you guys haven't checked out this week on Stadia Unfiltered, highly recommend it, man. You get some great information. You have some great laughs, great entertainment. Like, you got Eddie, Stadia Player 1 in there. You got Chase, Stadia Talks in there. You got Black Kai. Hashtag who is Kai? Come on, guys. You got to get on this. Sleeping on them. Definitely check them out, guys. Let's see. Toy says bull crap. Link and Kai will have to crack cans on the show. Dude, I'll do more than crack cans, man. There's a place out here there's a meadery out here, dude. Oh, it's amazing. See, I refuse to believe that, Antonio says. Well, not you too, Chase. Let's see. My homage to your younger years. Oh, I'm cracking cans. Kai up in the building, sneaking in, trying to catch up with chat over here. Hiram says that game's fun. Oh, sure. I gotta go get an IPA for tomorrow. Oh, man. Eddie's out here. Eddie, you usually drink liquor though. I hardly ever see you really with a can of beer, so, or even a bottle. Man would unmod me for that. Meg would unmod us for a lot of reasons. So, does Stadia have new deals every week? Not necessarily every week, Daniel. They tend to have deals on a almost monthly basis. Usually, sometimes monthly to bi-weekly. They get some deals. Depends on how long the deal's going for, how they have it set up. So. You could always see when you're checking out the deals how long that deal is lasting for underneath the buying, the click to buy on there, the button to click to buy the actual game or whatever it is you're buying. It'll give you a countdown of how long it is, but yeah, usually not too long. Antonio, here comes Link with the psychology. I don't mind being called alcoholics. I mind if you say anonymous because I have a name. It's a good one. Good one. I like that. It's supposed to be a question, not my answer. That depends on the game. It was supposed to be a joke. Poor man. See if your local store has boom sauce. I'll have to check that one out. It's great. Ooh, IPA. Maybe for something to drop tomorrow. Yeah, usually Tuesdays and Thursdays are the days, Daniel. Those are the days that have a lot of the deals out there, so I would definitely try to check out Tuesdays and Thursdays. Usually you'll see something. Who is Kai? That Canadian club. Yeah, there you go, man. We're back to, let's see. We'll be back to some beer this week. It's getting hot in here. This man says it's getting hot in here. Well, if you like, here, let me give you guys a quick give you guys a quick tour of what I got over here, because this is what you guys don't see behind the scenes. So behind the scenes, you got that right there. That is a list of libations sitting there with my name on it. So whenever I get thirsty, that's actually going to be changed up. But whenever I get thirsty, that's where I go. That's where I hide to. I got plenty there. You got your whiskeys, you got Canadian whiskeys, you got your bourbons, you got some rum in there, you got some tequila in there. Gotta go with tequila, man. Gotta go with tequila. So, definitely. Fluffy out here working with the quotes. This is my boomstick. Hope we get something other than Jotun or Sunday tomorrow. I mean, Jotun's not a bad game, actually. Jotun's actually a really good game. I played some of it on, I believe it was Xbox. It's a decent game. I wouldn't knock it. Yeah. Let's see. Epic Brewing Company has solid IPAs as well. Epic Brewing, I want to say I've heard of them, but I have not been. Stone Brewery has an amazing brewery out in Oceanside. No, not Oceanside. Is it Oceanside? I think it's Oceanside. Phenomenal. They had a red ale with, was it bourbon? Was it a bourbon red ale? Oh my god, dude. It was amazing, dude. I had like 3 of them. I was lit. I was almost gone. Behind the scenes for the win. Let's see, what do you think we are getting tomorrow? Games dropping. Well, if we've seen most, so we got Jotun, we got Sunder that we think is coming out, or that we hope that's coming out as well. I'm really waiting for Mafia to drop, but I'm not trying to get my hopes up because I'd rather have that game be ready to go and not kind of like some janky port or something like that. And I keep saying port too because I know I'm bagging on Final Fantasy a lot because I know that could do a lot better, and I really wish they would fix that. But yeah, I mean, it's game wise, like I don't want to put like thoughts out there and be like, yeah, dude, we're gonna get this, I can't wait, and then just be completely just let down. So I just try to keep it like, whatever I get is whatever I get. If it's a good game and I like it, I'm gonna get it. Like I'm gonna support Google Stadia like 100% all the way. I went into this knowing what I was in for, and I'm going to follow it through. If this plane crashes and we all burn with it, I'm fucking right there with you, man. Hands held. We're going down, but I'm gonna go with it. I have no shame in that. I am a full-time supporter of this platform or infrastructure, whatever you want to call it, this entity that is Stadia. But I'm totally for it, man. I am totally for it. Let's see. This is nice. Chase with those shifty eyes up there. Tony, it would be a great miracle if ESO drops PC and Max. Probably not. It's a possibility. You never know. There's a chance that it might, so we'll see. We'll definitely see. Let's see. Ocho Centos. Oh, 1800. Yeah. Yeah, 1800. But I actually have back there, there's I think a Costco brand silver tequila, which isn't bad actually. You got Don Julio's 70th year, which is one of my favorites. What else we got back there? Got some Patron back there, which is my cousin's favorite. I actually had that shipped to me from one of the branches that I cover at my work. And then some Coralejos tequila back there. That is, I think it's reposado. I want to say it's reposado. That my family likes. No, I think that's silver actually. I could be wrong. It could be silver. It's a large bottle, but we usually get that one when we go to Mexico. Pretty cheap. Pretty damn cheap. Let's see. Wait, wait. Is Chase leaving? I just see it says Eddie goes, see ya. Antonio says later. Maybe they're leaving? Not too sure. Oh yeah, heading to bed, y'all. Have a great night. Thank you, sir. You have a great night as well. See you. We'll see you tomorrow. Well, I'll see you tomorrow for sure. Epic is in Colorado. That's where I've heard of it. Epic is in Colorado. Yeah, because I think there is Big Eddie Bear's brother. It's called McTimber. He's talked about it before. He's definitely had one before. Just because it is in a Costco wrapper doesn't mean it isn't the real thing. That is 100% true. Now this tequila, pay you mind, this tequila was about $20, 20, 30 bucks. Normal, like a huge bottle. I'm talking about a huge bottle, 20, 30 bucks. You normally don't see that for a large bottle. So when I saw that and it was silver, I'm like, very shifty. You never know. But I've seen $7 bottles of wine taste like a $40 pristine bottle of wine that's aged well. That's only had a few years on it. And that's the greatest thing, especially about alcohol and wine. When you've had so many things, when your palate has experienced enough of different flavors, different tastes, textures, whatever the case may be, smells, aromas, all that stuff, you tend to notice that it's not necessarily a brand, or excuse me, not a brand, but it's not necessarily a price in which you're paying for. Like even a bottle that's been, 10 year aged bottle, 20 year bottle that's like 80 to $150 could taste like ass, straight up ass. But you go to the market and you find some local winery, local brewery, whatever the case may be, between $7 to $5 for the bottled can, whatever the case, 6-pack, and you find some really good golden treasures out there, man. Real diamonds in the rough, and they stick, and they are so good, so good, man. You see that apparently Steam Valve is prepping for cloud gaming solution. That's going to be a huge competitor if they get the infrastructure right. That I did see. An article. Did I get time to read it? No, I did not. Unfortunately, I did not. That was going to be on my plate tomorrow, when I'm on lunch, because I go through and save some of the articles and then kind of come back to it. So, let's see. Question: do you have any regrets showing your face on stream? Yes and no. The only regret that I have was not showing it sooner. Yeah, that would probably be the only regret, because a lot of people are very self-conscious about a lot of stuff. I personally am self-conscious about a lot of stuff about myself. But I've learned to kind of be a very open and true person to myself and to others. And that's what I tried to do. Practice what you preach. So, after I kind of did the face reveal, it kind of just grew on me, kind kind of just like it's like talking with friends almost, and you know, you want to be comfortable, not necessarily like speaking with, that's the way I look at it, not speaking to strangers or speaking at a, you know, at a event or some sort. It's just, you know, sitting down talking with people that you know, like-minded people, things that you want to talk about, music, whether it be drinks, stuff like that, your favorite drink, favorite type of food, hobbies, stuff like that, like just little things, man. And you kind of just take it that way. You just take it as, you know, whether it be in a sense you want to take it as you, me, or, you know, you in a crowd of people. We're just chit-chatting, we're just getting along, hanging out, just talking, enjoying our time together. So, excuse me. Costco Irish cream is good. Ooh, I'll have to try that on. I like putting Irish cream in my my coffee. I like to make a really strong coffee. There's some Irish cream. I'll use regular creamer, like half and half, and then I'll throw Irish cream because I know it's more on the sweeter side to kind of dilute it. But dude, really good, really good. Been streaming basically nonstop for the last 2 days. Those are my weekends, man. I mean, that's when I'm not doing anything for weekends. Like, this is what I do. Sit and, you know, I'll either work on the background stuff, which we should technically be doing, but here we are. So that's funny. Let's see. I want to work on stuff, but at the same time I want to sit here and talk with you guys, because I think doing these little open mic night stuff, like, I think it's good. It's something that I've thought about for a while, because I get to sit here and you guys get to nitpick my brain, and I love conversation. I love talking to people. Like, I love getting people's perspectives on things, or, you know, giving whatever advice that I know of in my, you know, to my experience or my extent, or just, you know, you just want to know things, you just want to ask, you just want to vibe and chill, like we are right now. So, you know, it's little things for sure. Walmart ironically makes a great assorted beer pack. Ooh, okay. Got plenty of those around here. I'll definitely check that one out. Definitely check that out. We are distracting, guys. Nah, not distracting at all, man. Not distracting. These are good distractions, because there's always good and bad, but good distractions. Very good ones. How did that Twitter poll end again? Oh, okay. So the Twitter poll. So check it out, guys. We did a Twitter poll. We did a Twitter poll for what people prefer when starting a game. And it was, do you prefer to get a little bit of backstory beforehand, whether it be kind of read up on it or, you know, check articles, stuff like that? Or do you prefer to just kind of jump into the fray, get to the fighting, like skip all the dialogue, all that stuff, and just kind of jump in? And out of the 35 votes, 65, excuse me. That was the percentage, I think. Out of the 35 votes that I had for it, a lot of people chose, or a majority was, they prefer lore. So what I decided that I'm going to do is, there's going to be a Twitter post, I should probably do it in the background while I have you guys here. We were going to do a movie night. Now, what I'm going to be doing for the movie night is, it's going to be strictly private offline. So we're going to be taking people who are interested, and we're going to invite you, or I'm going to invite you. Whoops, don't want to drop that. I'm going to invite you guys over to a Discord. And since, you know, the whole thing with COVID-19, you can have up to 50 people in one chat room. So people are going to all have roles. It's going to be a chat channel that you can go into, chit chat and talk. And we're going to watch Kingsglaive, which is the Final Fantasy 15 prologue video or movie for the game. And then from there, we're going to transition into the actual beginning, probably maybe the first 2 hours or so of the game, to kind of mesh everything together so it all kind of makes sense. So that's the idea at hand right now, for that at least. So that's what we want to do. The name Link from Legend of Zelda. A lot of people will ask that. Yes, that's 100% true. That is the point for it. Sorry, I just responded to messages in the background, which actually, if you guys noticed, you can't really hear any more of the typing. I kind of fixed that on my end, so you guys won't be hearing it the more I add this in. And yes, I will be integrating this in. That is the next step with the branding and everything. If you guys have noticed now, Twitter, as well as my Facebook, or excuse me, not my Facebook. My Facebook is more personal stuff. My Twitter, my YouTube, that's what I meant to say, my YouTube, they all have their pictures straightened up. So the next thing coming in is the overlays and whatnot, and that was going to be at least finalized by the time we get into the competition this coming Saturday. So also, if you guys don't remember, or might have slipped mind, we have the Stadia Creators Cup, which is coming up this Saturday. Can you believe it was that fast? This Saturday, we got the PUBG tournament between the content creators of Stadia, going head to head with teams. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. And somebody I remember mentioned biggest threat, and I don't know if I remembered or forgot about it, but my biggest competition that I know in that game, I think it was Antonio that asked me that. I want to say it was Antonio. If not, it was Miles. And I totally probably forgot to ask that. But going in this competition, there were two people that I knew were going to be really, really hard to beat. That was Ashes to Ashes and Big Eddie Bear. Those were my two biggest competitions. Next up was Project Storm. That I knew those were my top three. Now, Ashes to Ashes and Big Eddie Bear are unfortunately out and won't be in. They decided to back out because they have family things that they're taking care of that they couldn't show up. Big Eddie Bear is actually going to be out of town. I think he still is out of town and won't be back in time. So he had to let go of that. Ashes to Ashes, I believe, stepped out because family things as well. So unfortunately, he wasn't able to. Sorry, I'm burping like crazy because of this lemonade. Excuse me. So Ashes to Ashes is actually backing out as well. So that left his team kind of like in the air. So I think the whole team in general backed out. I don't know if there's anybody else still jumping in. I know there's a couple people that were solo that were trying to get added or picked up. I don't know if they decided to or not. But next would be Project Storm is my biggest competitor for the most part. Biggest competitor because I played with him. And I know how he plays. My only thing I'll probably say, if he's out there probably sneakily hearing this, my only thing that I would say to him is he's very quick to pick a spot, but in the heat of moments, he's somewhat fumbly. And I think we all get that way, but I know he fumbles a little bit more. He tends to get fluttered, if I may say. He gets a little fluttered. So it was Antonio. All right, cool. It was you, Antonio. Good. Want to make sure. I thought that's what it was. Hyped for that? Yeah, definitely. What's your favorite Zelda game? So my favorite all time, and I think everybody agrees, majority of it, is Majora's Mask. And not only because of how the game was designed and everything, but because it was a lot of the topics to it were very touching because they kind of related to a lot of things going on at the time for me. But Majora's Mask was my favorite, just because of the topics it hit, all the main topics and stuff, and what it was all about. So it was really good, really good. Let's see. Eddie, oof, that's news to me. Oh, for Ashes and Eddie, yeah, no, they're gonna be out, unfortunately, man. And I told them, like, it kind of sucks, so, but they are rooting for me, unfortunately. So I kind of have a little bit of like a cheerleading team in a sense. So yeah, no, family is important. It sucks, but they're doing stuff. I know Ashes mainly because his daughter just finished high school. She's going to college, so he's trying to get as much time as he can with her. And that's totally respectable. I told him, like, dude, just do it. Go have fun. And she's going off to college. I don't know if she's going off nearby. I can't remember. But we had this conversation a while back. that she was picking. I don't know what she decided for, but I mean, he wants to hang out with her. That's totally cool. She's a gamer too, so I think she's got Stadia as well and an Xbox. So I mean, they're staying connected. They're playing games with each other. He's hanging out, and it's awesome. I think that's the coolest thing, is when your kid can have fun with you. Like that's legit the coolest thing ever. So, let's see, we got Fluffy here. What's your favorite quote? Favorite quote? As in like any movie, any game, or is there a specific part, or is this just like a freebie for anything? You all take the stay inside too seriously. Nobody's on open fields in PUBG. Everybody just take a room and stay there. Here's the thing with the buildings that I enjoy. If it's a big enough building, there's enough room to move around if you can get in separate rooms and there's no windows, but you can kind of control where things go. The problem is when circles come into play and there's no window. I've seen it happen plenty of times. Duos is a little bit easier. When you're in teams, it's a little bit harder. The problem with field, especially depending on how many people are still alive, is people can pick you out, or people don't know how to blend in too well, like using shadows, hiding near rocks covered and all that stuff, like wearing the right clothes and everything. It gets really technical and stuff, but yeah, I mean that's all it is. I can do open field. It's just very, very nerve-wracking, especially when there's a lot of people playing, and that's why I try to play cautiously as I can. The problem is, of course, aiming wise, you can't see when you're aiming from the floor. It's a little bit off, so let's see here. Gotta go. See you tomorrow. All right, man. We'll see you, Eddie. Definitely catch you on this week on Stadia Unfiltered. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow, this week on Stadia Unfiltered, check it out. I'm telling you guys are missing out if you guys aren't. You're sleeping on them. Rach in the building. Hey, Linky, what is up, girl? How you doing? Hopefully you're doing well today. Question: is there a game that you enjoy but is ashamed of telling anyone that you played it? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I have no problem talking about any game. I played Fortnite. I used to love Fortnite. Totally fine with that. I played Viva Pinata. It was a decent game back then. One of them was really good. One of them kind of sucked ass. Yeah, no, I mean, I have no problem talking about. I used to play WoW. There's nothing wrong with that. Played WoW Vanilla. Nothing wrong with that. Like I've played a good amount of games, but never ashamed. Never ashamed to say I played it. Minecraft. Play Minecraft. Never ashamed. You should never be ashamed for what you enjoy on playing. Who cares if a lot of kids play it, or vice versa? The game is good. The game has your attention. It's obviously doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's keeping you playing and participating in it. There's nothing wrong with any game. Could be Hello Kitty's, fucking, what is it? Adventure Island. Whatever the case may be. Or fucking Barbie riding her pony, or whatever the case may be. If the video game is doing its job by keeping you entertained and on that screen, constantly playing it day after day after day after day after day, it's doing its job. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So, nothing wrong with it at all. Tony says, later, Eddie. Have a good night. Everybody's saying hi to Queen of the chat right now. Rach. Nobody says anything as far as quotes. I don't think I really have one. I think one quote that I say all the time, I mean, it is what it is. That's one thing that I say a lot of the times, because in reality, it is what it is, man. Like, shit happens. It's the best way to explain it. That is literally the way I see my life, or at least things in my life, is the minute things fuck up, or things kind of go sour, like, it is what it is, man. The best thing you can do at this point is either keep going or sit there and constantly be upset and reflect on it constantly over and over again. Best thing you could do is just keep going, learn from the mistake or learn from the issue. It is what it is, man. Just gotta keep going. Just gotta keep vibing, man. Keep positive. That's the thing. Keep positive. I'm telling you, you change your mindset to be positive, even in the most negative, man. Like, you just gotta look at it a little bit brighter, just a little bit brighter each day. It'll make a whole difference. A whole difference. Once things get decluttered behind the scenes, there's gonna be something I want to show you guys that's really important, that I look at every day, because I'm looking at it on this. I'm looking towards the camera. It's on the other side of the camera. It's something that I want to show you guys once things kind of cleared up on the other side, because I've been moving things around and clearing some space, because like I said, once the rebranding and everything happens, there's a lot of things that are going to change. Like, what you're going to end up seeing, same thing with the green screens and stuff like this. There's going to be a lot of stuff changing, but there's one thing that I want you guys to take a look at. But yeah, no, it's trust me, that's the way I've looked at my life. It is what it is. I went through a lot of hardships growing up, but I'm here. I'm good. I'm vibing. I'm chilling out. So Charles says, is it me, or was Breath of the Wild more of a sandbox game? Been empty. I wouldn't say sandbox. What I would say is it was a different take on the game. I thought it was a great game, but there were minor things that could have been done. They're very minimal quality of life things that could have been done. Overall, it was a very good game. It's very, very cleanly constructed. My only take that I would say on it, but it's a Legend of Zelda, and I shouldn't even be saying this. If there was at least a way to kind of guide you in the direction you should be going, not necessarily like look and try it on the map to figure it out, but that's always been Legend of Zelda. You have to read, you have to understand the dialogue, you have to go through it and know where to go. Problem is, there wasn't really good specification on where you're supposed to go. It's kind of just like you go where you go. So if anything, that would be the one thing that I would say, is to give a better guidance, a guidance system in there to help, especially people like kids that want to try Zelda. Like, there should be a guided system. That would be one thing that definitely helps them out. So that would be my only take on it, being in this generation where we're not necessarily discriminating or anything like that, but we want to make it usable for a lot of people. So, and I think hitting the younger generation, you kind of want to make those, you want to implement those little things and pull more, because as you progressively go through as a development company, you're always looking for the future, which is the younger crowd. What's going to appease them? What's going to, it's not necessarily like Call of Duty, of course, but they kind of build the same thing and the same thing and the same thing. It kind of pulls it, but they have that multiplayer, and then you got battle royales now, and it's just kind of like, appeasing to the people. So if anything, I would say like those little minor details like that definitely will pull in a lot more, so that you're not having the older generation kind of pull through this stuff and getting more of the younger crowd to come into this and still want to get it, and you still have a flowing like a revolving door of people coming in and attraction and stuff like that. So let's see, Alakazam in the building. What is going on, my friend? It is what it is. Just a little bit brighter. It's a good one. It's a good one. All right. Chat's finally slowed down a little bit. We got an hour in. We'll do this for a little bit, no worries. So compared to Mario Odyssey, I mean, oh, well, okay, so yeah, that I understand. But that's so that's the kind of guidance I'm talking about. Like you have like the kind of linear / open world. This was like a complete open world. If it had more linear notions to it, I mean, technically, like I said, that's Legend of Zelda in a nutshell. Like that is what that game is. But I can understand what you're saying, and I can see where you think it's more of a sandbox. But I mean, that's kind of how the game was progressed into. If you look at a lot of the other ones, it wasn't necessarily a sandbox because they didn't know what to do as far as that case. But as you hit the newer technology, it kind of got to that point. And I understand. But like I mentioned before, you do these little things that are pulling in the next crowd. Minor stuff like, not necessarily minor, but stuff like that could appease to other people. Some people don't like it, but that's adding more of an RPG feel to it. The whole, grabbing items and all these different things and having an inventory like crazy. The one thing I would hate, of course, the inventory was kind of like shot because it was minor stuff, but just stuck on the lanterns. Oh God. Fucking lanterns. I had trouble with that one too, man. Trust me, I had trouble with a lot of stuff on that game. Whoops. Yeah, I had a lot of trouble with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild in the very beginning, because I expected it to be kind of like the original ones, and it felt really different because it had been a while since I had played a good Legend of Zelda. I didn't play Skyward Sword. I wasn't feeling Skyward Sword. I did play Twilight Princess. I love Twilight Princess as well. I didn't play Skyward Sword though. Wind Waker, fucking loved Wind Waker too. Wind Waker was great. I actually want to play the new 3D Link to the Past? Yeah, Link to the Past. The new 3D one that they did for the Switch. I do want to get that one because that one looks phenomenally done. Like they did an amazing job bringing that one back. Have you made or convinced anyone into becoming a Stadia gamer? Here's my take on that. I'm all for the community, but at the same time, we're not here to... I don't know if I speak on everybody's behalf on this. I know some of us, though. But I'm not here to convince anybody that this is the way to go, or that this is ideal. I'm not trying to make anybody ditch a console or anything like that. My thing is, I'm here to give advice to people or information to those who don't know what the hell is going on with Stadia. And that is because there's a lot of people giving a lot of false information on this stuff. And I actually had who was it? Somebody posted the video too of a big name playing PUBG. Totally forgot. I had to look in the Discord to find it. But they did a video and they were playing those. Everybody kept saying, "Oh, they're bots. Oh, they're bots." And it's like, they're not bots. Like, they're actual people. 100% actual people. There may have been one or two bots, but they're actual people playing. People just giving they're bots, they're bots. And then somebody saying Stadia is a scam. I think Alakazam was in there too in the chats and whatnot. Somebody saying it was a scam, that Stadia was a scam, and I'm like, dude, where's the scam? Like, it's free. It's free, and you get 2 months of pro subscription free, and if you don't want it, you can just not subscribe and it's still free to use. The games are, the games you have to purchase, yeah, but the service is completely free. And there was a guy in there that said, oh, well, don't I have to buy the controller? I'm like, no, you don't. Now, if you want to play on a Chromecast, yeah, you have to buy a controller, but you can play on a PC. You don't have to use controller at all. You can play keyboard and mouse. You want to use a controller? Then you probably have a PlayStation or an Xbox controller. You can even use a Switch controller. Like, that's how accessible it is. And he's like, oh, well, don't I have to, it's like, don't I have to subscribe it? I'm like, no, dude, you don't have to subscribe to anything for any of this stuff. You just want to buy the game. Say you just want to buy the game. One game. Say you just want to buy one game, whether it be Destiny 2 or whatever. You buy it, you're good. That's it. You're in it. You don't need the subscription for online play. You don't need. And he's just like, oh, well, I thought you needed all this stuff. And I'm like, no, man. I'm like, I'm not here trying to convince anybody that you should join the service, that you need this in your life. But there's a lot of people that have a lot of false information, calling this stuff trash, calling this stuff that it doesn't work, the input lag. People that did have lag, we explained. I even went in there and explained, like, well, this is what happened with one person. Where's your, somebody had I think it was Nathan Tech, who had his ISP going like to another state, and it was causing a lot of issues of lag and all this stuff, and he couldn't play. And so we had to get a static IP and all this stuff, man, all this stuff. And it was nuts. And I was just like, that's kind of the extreme that I've seen. But people saying, oh, it's like, and I'm like, okay, what is your ISP? Like, is it shooting you somewhere else? Do you have a static ISP? Like, who do you have? Trying to figure things out. Like, what are you using? Router, modem combo, or 1-in-1? Like, what's going on? But just people that were just like really like, oh, well, it doesn't work, so I'm not going to try. I'm like, dude, we're trying to help you. That's the thing. People try to help you, and then they just like, no, leave me alone. I'm just like, then you obviously are just a fucking lost cause, and excuse me for saying that, but you are just being a stubborn child. You're being a child about it. Plain and simple. You're being a child. I get it. We can't play when it's offline. Like, shit happens. Like, you need that. That doesn't mean that there's not going to be progression of when you can play off of 5G on your phone. Or like people say, oh, the service is going to just get cut. You lose everything. Like, I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. Like, there's a lot that it's going to take for this thing to just fall flat on its face. Like, for sure. But people just like being negative. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is. What's going on, Angel? Mr. Teddy. That's me. Yep. False information about Stadia. Yep. Jack frags. What are jack frags? Who needs to scam you? Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. People think Google Stadia being a scam was probably the funniest thing that I heard. I'm like, dude, where? Epic does a better job of being a scam, and you're still into that. Like, that's nuts. I have a buddy on Twitter who bought 2 games and still can't play them, and they won't refund him or give him the money back. Who's the scammer? Think about it. Come on, dude. What the fuck? Why would Google need to scam you? One of the biggest companies out there, all around. Why would they need to do that? Why? For what purpose does that serve the company to swindle you? Other than getting more revenue. But there's other ways of getting more revenue. Why would one simple application or infrastructure or whatever it is, one idea, be the one main reason that you think a company is scamming you when there are multiple different applications or other companies out there that are doing the same thing, if not something else, right underneath your feet? Think about it. Alakazam out here. I was going off in his comments section when I said the graphics on Stadia. Oh, the graphics on Stadia was because he was playing on PC. Dude, shut up, man. Like, Tell me how a phone can do the same thing your computer does. Tell me that, because your phone should not be able to pull or render that clean of a game that uses so many resources like Red Dead. Dude, shut up. Dude, shut up. No, just stop. Stop. Seriously, stop. Like you look like a. What's that? That Step Brothers. Shut up right now. You sound really stupid. Just shut your mouth. Shut your mouth right now. Dude, so dumb. That was a big gamer. He didn't think Stadia was going to work for this reason or that. Once it was live, I logged in his rig. His response, it just works. Dude, that is it in a nutshell. It just works. You don't know how, it just works. The idea of streaming a video game. Movies I can understand. That's a completely different thing. That's something else. But to stream a video game that uses a lot of resources, to directly stream it to your, whatever the case may be, phone, TV, dude, TV, off of Wi-Fi. That's bonkers. That technology just blows my mind every time, but it just works. Until those photonic chips with 44 terabytes per second come into commercial use. Oh my god. Say only about 5 years. No, Google will probably use those. Yep. No, 100% agree with you. That's gonna be up there, man. I'm looking for it. Jack Frag is the YouTube. Oh, that's his name. Jack Frag. Yes, that's what it was. Isn't that play put Beyonce? Yep. Jack Frag. That's what his name is. I was like, I know it started with a J. I couldn't remember though. I'm sure there will be games that make people weigh their options. I like those types of games though, like Fable. Fable was a big one for me. I loved Fable. I love Fable 2. Fable 2 is a great addition. Fable 3 could have done better. Then they did the Fable with what was it? 4 players and you had, or excuse me, 5 players and one was the evil person. That one was okay. Could have been better. Really hoped that it was gonna thrive, but they pushed away from the story. I would like to see Fable come back with a really good story, really good compelling story. You can even keep the same schematics or at least mechanics and stuff like that. That's perfectly fine. But a game with more dialogue and more story is definitely what I want to see, especially with these larger games coming out now. Of course, a lot of it being resource bound is why they're so big. But I want to see a Fable game not necessarily be large, but just filled with life all around, whether it be dialogue, whether it be story, whether it be, little quality of life features, just minor things. But yeah, and let's do more than let's think outside the box. Not 1, not 2 players. Let's do 4 players that can actually make a league of their own. The League of Heroes. Let you be the person that creates the League of Heroes. Say this is a scenario, and Microsoft, if you're out there, Lioness Hughes, I know you took them over. I believe it was. Let's do the next one. Be you're creating the League of Heroes. Maybe you're a person that's heard the Fable stories of the League of Heroes, and now this is what you choose to do. Or you want to be in the opposite end, the League of Villains. Do something similar to that. Let's change it up a little bit. We've seen the story of the Pop Return to Prince, the Bloodline, all the stuff. I think that would be good. Fable Fortune, that's what it was. Fable Fortune. Good call out there. But yeah, do something like that, man. Let's think outside the box where you can be the heroes and you create the hall, and you can actually create your own hall and people can join you. Or you can make a group of people, kind of like almost like an MMO. Do something like that. That'd be cool. That I think would be really cool. Like a Fable MMO. Think of that. Think about it. Let me know what you think. I got a little bit more ideas, but that'd be good. Epic is good at putting up false pretenses, especially Tim Swindle. Good old MM, giving him his name, the proper name. They open multiple game studios, hire the biggest names in the industry just to scam people. Dude, tell me about it. Thing with movies and TV is that they don't need to be instant. Major amount of latency while watching a video doesn't matter. Bro, why Stadia is so impressive. Hands down, probably one of the best responses there. Yeah, no, that's literally it. People don't realize it. They kind of just look at it a little bit different. Gamers look at it differently, a lot differently. But you know, you gotta sometimes step back of the generic and kind of look, or excuse me, the super intricate. Kind of just look at the little things of like, hey, you know, TV wise, doesn't really take much, all this stuff, and you know, so plus Starlink coming internet, yep, be okay for everyone streaming too. I'm telling you, Starlink comes out, I don't care if I have to pay $100 to have the most amazing internet. I'll fucking pay $100, $150 a month for internet, that if I'm going to be using it for that much, if it's like I can have 10 people, 20 people on it, I'll fucking pay for it. Okay, 150 is a little high. 120, it's doable. I think right now we're paying 50. I think we're doing about 50 at 200, 300 megs, I think, tops. So we don't have the best, but it's not bad. I mean, do I upgrade my rig, buy a new console, or try the Stadia thing? Dude, that's one thing for sure that a lot of people I don't think understand, but they're still stuck in the idea of physical copy. I can play it offline, physical copy. Like, dude, I get it. That's fine. That's 100% fine. But I don't think, as long as you have internet access, I'm pretty sure they're willing to keep the door open to it. Like, even if the company were to go to shit, let's think about it in a, let's just say 10 years from now, something happens, something horrible happens, stock market crashes or whatever, you know, stock market crashes, something outrageous like this COVID stuff. It wasn't outrageous enough, and Google just loses its shit. Of course, they're gonna struggle to keep it open, or at least functioning. But even if they close the doors to it, I'm pretty sure Google wouldn't be complete assholes and say, hey, you can't use this anymore. You might not be able to buy any games on it. You might not be able to do anything else with it. But you should still be able to play the games as long as there's internet access. I mean, how else do you update games? How else do you update your, normal games on Xbox? You need that for the update, or else you can't really do things. Then things start to break, or the builds don't work, or so on and so forth, and people are wondering, why can't I do these things? Oh, because there's an update. So imagine the actions of one player affecting the entire server. Dear God, that would be nuts. That would be nuts. That would be cool. That'd be nuts, though. Tim Snake Oil. I heard $80 for Starlink gigabyte internet. I will fucking take it. 100%. Been debating heavily recently if I want to get gigabyte internet. Here's the thing. If you do a lot of streaming, a lot of pulling that rubber band, this is how I explain it to the people that don't know, like my family that doesn't know internet. Tell them the internet is like a rubber band. One of those thick ones. But when people use it, depending on how many people you use, it starts to pull and it starts to shrink. It's kind of like your bandwidth, how much bandwidth you have and how much is being distributed between a lot of people. And then it turns to very thin and it constricts. And that's the best way to explain it. So, I mean, if you have this gigabyte thing and you pull it and it's still here, like, you're still good. But that's the best way I could explain it to them. Because they're not very tech savvy and they don't understand how internet works, other than it's a link from another link and it gives you signal and all this stuff. And it's like, I plug the thing into the back and it lets me do things. Like, yeah, no. Like that was the best explanation I can tell them, because in households that have like 10 people and you have like 100 megs and you think like, oh, well, I have 100 megs. Like, yeah, but realize this stuff uses about 80 megs of it. And then where do the other 20 go? I guess just redistributed between everybody and you're fighting for it. So I would do it. Brian B-Rye in the house? Barai dog? What is going on, my dude? How are you doing? We're hanging out today. 9% of games now on any platform requires some form of internet access. Maybe 70% haven't done a deep dive research. Yeah, I agree. There's internet requirements for it, so it's needed. Went back to Xbox for a week and the updates were killing me. Warzone was getting 30 gig. See, and that's the biggest thing is people don't realize the more and more that we get into it, they're not upgrading memory drives. You're not getting 2 terabyte memory drives. You're not getting 3 terabyte memory drives. You're not getting 4. You're still getting 1. And the more and more that we build games, they're going to require more and more memory, more and more resources. On top of that, all the updates that come along with it are going to be super chunky, just like the game itself. It's like, I bought the game and it was 60 gigs and then another 30 for the update. Like, dude, that's 90. Get the fuck out of here. No, dude, just stop. And that's one reason why I got Stadia, was because I don't have to store anything anymore. I don't have to download anything. I don't have to figure out what drive do I want to put it on to make it run fast when it's on my PC. Like, no, that's the beauty of it. That is the beauty of it. That's why when I switch this computer out for the next one, I'm going to be taking whatever I have on here and keeping it on an external. And if I'm not using it, I'm keeping it on that external. Like, hands down, I don't need it. Like, it's staying there. So, screw that. Yeah, that's a good analogy. Yeah, dude, the rubber band one works. Explanations for dummies, perfect for me. Oh, you're not a dummy. Just a little special. Oh man, yeah, dude. Updates like crazy, man. I did that actually. Not for Warzone, but I did go back and I realized that my Xbox had like 20-something updates, and I'm like, fuck that. And I let it sit there and download everything for about 2-3 hours. I'm like, fuck, thank God. The next day, what happened? Something else needed to update. Fuck that. I'm good, man. I don't need to sit here and update shit or have it slowed down because I'm playing a game. Like, nah, dude. Nope. I don't want it. I don't want any of it. Especially with SSDs now that are more expensive. You can keep dreaming. Oh, dude. Yeah. Tell me about it. It's crazy how much SSDs are. So, the PlayStation comes with 825 gig SSD. So what's that, like 5-6 games? They need to buy a special proprietary SSD if you want the speeds they are praising. Yeah, dude, that's the other thing. If you want a system like to run all this stuff like a computer, like you need necessary components in there, because they don't give you that benefit. They don't give you any of that. They just tell you, yeah, you can hold all this stuff, but the load times and everything, man, like those load times are fucking brutal. And especially if you've been playing Stadia now, you are completely spoiled. And don't tell me that you're not. That you are completely spoiled. And I don't know who or why you would even go back to playing on an Xbox. Well, okay, I understand why you would go to an Xbox, but don't let it be because, don't let it steer you away from Stadia having the ability to be faster on load times, because that's literally another reason why we're all here. So let me slide this over just a tad bit. Let's see. Keep praising until you can't even get games. That's gonna be something that's gonna happen eventually. Like, what was that Xbox that they made? They made an Xbox that was what, like 250 gigs? No, 4 gig? It's like 4 gig and it stores like 1 or 2 games really quick. You can only put Minecraft on it and it was done. Get the fuck out of here. Why would you even do that? It was like $100 or something like, no, dude, like why the fuck would you do that? I get it. You wanted it really quick and easy. No, but you fucked up. You fucked up. That was the worst thing you could have done. Guess because no damn space. Yep. An 8 terabyte SSD on my PC. Spent a lot of money on that. Yep. I have a 4 terabyte. I have it actually on the side. I have a 4 terabyte and I think a 2 terabyte or 8 terabyte over here that I'm kind of sifting through and getting rid of a lot of stuff. So, Jesus Lord, dude, I'm telling you, you think you have enough space, especially with PC stuff, and if you're doing a lot of stuff with it, or you're adding family photos, that 8 terabytes will literally feel like 2 once you're done doing all this stuff for like a year or 2. Or movies, if you're putting any movies on there, dude, fucking space is gone. Space is gone. Let alone games. Space is gone. Let's see. Based on my latest calculations for size requirement and let's see, gigabytes, game releases, games to be released, games in total. Ooh, yeah. One thing that's not talked about is how on Stadia you can get up to 500 captures and unlimited screenshots. I've never used that feature on console because I was worried about taking up space. Yes, and that is a thing that people don't realize. It's not necessarily saved in the cloud. Some of it is, but it's also saved on your hard drive as well. You have to clear that space up. That also takes up space. It's just like a computer. Take a picture, a screenshot, it gets saved somewhere on your computer. Somewhere. So major games are missing. Wouldn't even attempt to open Farming Simulator if required download or updates. Stadia makes me want to try any game in the library. That's exactly what it should do. That is Stadia doing its job by making you, if it's making you realize that these games can be played at a faster pace, or that you can play any game without worry, then it's doing its job. That's the same thing as when a video game makes you want to play over and over again. It's doing its job. It's getting your attention and causing you to constantly be focused on that screen. So that's 100% worthwhile. So that's good. Let's see. Oh yeah, just saying, Link, got to change your camera back to flip if you care. It's fine. Fine to me. Not a big deal. It was just for the moment since that was back there, so I just wanted to do it. It's no worries. PUBG Rank Play goes live in about 3 hours. Ooh. We're doing server maintenance. Ooh, okay. It's a good thing I didn't play tonight, because I was thinking about it. Oh, you have 2080 Ti's. Still play Stadia more, yeah. See, here's the thing. So I was thinking about the same thing too, to do some type of crazy build like that. But then I said, why do I need something that crazy if I know I'm not using my computer specifically for that? Like, my computer's strictly going to be Stadia based and anything about content, whether it be creating videos or anything of the sorts. And I literally saved myself from spending about $8,000, about $7,000 to $8,000 on a PC, down to about only 4K, just under 4K for the basic stuff. And I said, screw it, man. I'm not gonna sit here and throw that kind of money on 2 cards. I'll just get one decent card that'll run for the next 5 to 10 years, and then, a CPU that can run for the same amount, and we'll fix it later if it need be. But this rig is gonna be the one and only that I need, and I'm just gonna replace what I need to replace when it needs to be replaced. Other than that, I'm good. I don't need to worry. I don't need to worry at all. How loaded are you? This mess. How loaded are you? Oh man, that's fun. So what's that poster flag behind you? Oh, so we had this conversation about it. This poster flag thing behind me is a little banner that I got at a brewery that did an event for a week. So it was one of the things that I picked up and bought. It was really cool. I like it. Here's a t-shirt too. I should wear the t-shirt for you guys one day. Really cool stuff though. Beer stuff, he says. Beer stuff. Let's see, Fluffy MA. What game developer do you want to see implement a free demo trial for their content first? Is this towards Stadia or just in general? If this is towards Stadia, I would probably have a different view. If this is just any game, any system in general, whether it be PC or whatever, if I had to choose, I would like to see, like I mentioned before, I'd like to see Lionhead. I would love to see Lionhead get back into doing the Fable stuff if they are. But I know Microsoft, I think, now owns them, so whatever they decide to do. But I would like to see them get back into doing something. And like I mentioned before, Fables was one of my top favorite, especially for Xbox when I played it. That I would love to see come back in a new, brilliant way. Fable Fortune was okay, but it wasn't all there. But as I was mentioning before, the idea behind Fable that I was pitching out would be kind of cool to do. Something a little different, something a little new. But yeah, no, I think Lionhead Studios would be a good one if they were still around. This man just called you Antonia instead of Antonio. Man, Alakazam, this guy saved up when I was in the military. That's a good thing, man. It's a good thing. Hell of a save. I can change that. What is? Oh, God, no, we're not doing that. It's amazing. When I stayed with my stayed at my girlfriend's house, she would go upstairs to go to sleep, and I'd just pull out my MacBook controller and play full AAA titles on it. See, that's the thing, dude. That's the sneaky stuff that's gonna get you killed. No, I'm just kidding. I'd be the same way, man. If not, I'd be on my phone with with my headphones plugged in or some Bluetooth headphones in. I'd do the same exact thing, bro. I would be on the same boat as you. But that's the thing. It's like, you don't have to sit there and load it. Or like, not necessarily, but you don't have to sit there and wait for it to load constantly. Whatever the game may be, you can jump in quick. No problem. So. Oh, thank you for your service, even though I'm not American. Oh yeah, Memorial Day, man. Thank you, Alakazam. Appreciate your service, man. How long were you in the military? Are you still in the military? I can't even talk. Are you still in the military? And if so, what branch, if you don't mind me asking? Let's see. What genre of game do you hope or think the Stadia and Splash Damage game is? I've had so many people talk about it and don't even know exactly what it is, and I don't want to know what it is. But if I were to pick actually what I want, I'd want a good MMO or a really good party game. Like, I know we're getting Created. Created's a good one and all, but I'd love to see a game like Fusion Frenzy, and I've talked about it already before. Fusion Frenzy was a really good Xbox party game. It had a lot of great games on there that you never grew tired of, but there was a lot of games that you dreaded playing, but you still had fun. You still had a lot of fun doing that, and it was a competition for who was the best. Give me something similar to Mario Party, where it's a board game and you get to play stuff, or something similar to that. But yeah, I mean, make it entertaining, so we can get more party games where we're getting more people involved, not necessarily to do like a mission or this RPG. I get it, RPGs are fun. I love RPGs too, don't get me wrong. I love RPGs. I love a good MMO and a good RPG game with really heavy in-depth stuff. So I'm looking forward to Baldur's Gate. But right now, the lack of really good cooperative games or competitive cooperative games that are still fun, like friendly, casual competitive, there is a huge lack of that. Spitlings was okay and good, but I need something more sturdy, so to speak. More variety, more things that are gonna, test our abilities and whatnot. But I mean, just who remembers? God, what was it? Oh shit! Now I gotta look at it. Was it this one? Was it this game? Hold on. Was it this game? No. Let me see if I could find it again. Which one was it? What game was this? Hold on. Oh, was it? Yeah, Pokemon Stadium. Who remembers Pokemon Stadium? Who remembers Pokemon Stadium and how fun those games were? Take that, for instance. Give me something like that that's constantly mini games and stuff, and you would see who goes first. Make it a competition, but make it friendly competition. Make it somehow where the crowd can choose certain things, like whether the map it is, or obstacles in the way, stuff like that. You know, add a little bit of diversity to it, ingenuity, so to speak. So I'd like to see something like that. Yeah. It's just, I'm in college and my girlfriend has parents, so I can't sleep in bed with her before anyone says anything. I hear that, man. I remember those good old days. You sneaked in 1 or 2 times. Hey, I mean, every man has, man. Every man's done that. I got medically discharged 2017. 5 years. Army. Oh, nice, man. Trying to get back in if I can. All right. Cool. Bowler Gate 3. Can't wait. Bowler's Gate 3 is going to be really good, man. Waiting for BG3. See, now, Cyberpunk 2077. That is one of the games that I'm looking forward to as well because of the heavy story and RPG feel to it. Role playing, really good, and I've heard a lot of great things already as it is. What I like is they've told us a lot, but not given us too much. Like, we know Keanu Reeves is in there. We kind of know the backstory a little bit of it, but like, we still don't know how this game really works, and that's what I like. We've seen little bits and pieces of it, but we haven't seen even close to the final product, and I think that's something that I loved about. What's it called? About the developer is that they've given us a good amount. They haven't given us a lot. Who's this? Alright, checking the stuff on the side here. Whoa, we're right. I'm excited for Link. Let's. Oh my god, it'll be interesting for sure. There's gonna be a lot going on with that for sure. Oh yeah, the Antonio here love Link's playstyle because he likes the shinies. Like he gets everything and checks up. I'm a big person on secrets. I love when you can find secrets, even if it's small stuff, because that's what they're for. They're secrets, man. Like you find something, you're like, oh shoot, I just found this. Like it's a note, but hey, that note may not have had something important on it, but I found it. I may not have been the first one, but I found it without anybody's help. So, hope Baldur's Gate 3 is crowd play. You know, there's a lot of stuff that I want, and I wish that it's going to be ready for it. I don't think it will. That's okay. And we got Party Link, which is a good update. That was good. So, I mean, you can at least have that for now. That'd be interesting. Completionist Link. Yeah, that's 100%. You see what I did there? Completionist Link, 100%. Hey. Now it has crowd choice. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I like the idea of crowd choice. That was good. Yeah, that's definitely good. Damn, I said we were going to sit here and do stuff, and I've been chit-chatting with you guys, and you guys haven't even seen what I was doing in the background here. Oh my gosh. That's okay, though. I'm just simply doing a little bit of little things like roles and what you can do and whatnot. So Bars, he says. Bars. Am I doing anything at all though? I am actually. I am doing stuff as I'm talking to you guys. I'm actually, if you see here, and I'll move it over just a little bit, you guys can kind of see it. So I'm working with Discord. I'm trying to get a lot of these, trying to create roles and whatnot. We're getting into, as we're getting into all the stuff for all this, kind of just working with different roles, different things that you can do, all that. But yeah, no, just little things. So kind of just getting through this stuff on there for you. Any thoughts on pro games next month? I know we've hit it a couple times, but I mean, I just want to see games. Like I just want to see good. I want to see good. Not. I shouldn't say good games. Like I feel bad for saying that. Jotun is a good one. I've played that one. It's a really fun one. It's a nice story. But what I want to see stuff that's gonna surprise me that I wasn't expecting. That's what I want to see. Give me what I already know, but also throw something on top. You know, add a little bit of, throw the cherry up on top as well. Give me a little extra, even if it's a minor thing. Give me a little extra. I would like that. I'd like to see something like that. That would be nice for me, at least. So, Antonio stole my question. Who knows, Captain? Yeah. Let's see. ESO for pro game, or else we riot. Cyberpunk for pro game. That would be great. That would be amazing, actually, if that was the case. If that was the case, yeah, that'd be super cool if we did get one. I think you guys can see that actually too. That's pretty cool. The fact that you can see the geometric shapes kind of shift around. That's actually my cursor that's doing that. So when my cursor moves over, that was that. Watch Dogs, Avengers. AC. I think I could see Assassin's Creed being a pro game for sure. It's been up there for a while. It's gotten some discounts. I don't know if it will be though, because it just had a discount recently. So I don't think that. ESO for a pro game is a possibility. Will it be June? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think June. But I can see it as the base being, well, it's supposed to be free to play. So the add-on should be maybe pro, or some portion of the add-on should be pro. And then the newer expansion would be discounted, if so to speak, if anything. Be pro at their launch. It's a possibility, but I don't think Cyberpunk will be. I don't know if Cyberpunk will be. I know it's going to be. Is that getting a Stadia exclusive? Really? No, it's not. It's everywhere. What am I thinking? It's everywhere. So I don't think it'll be. I don't think it will. Starfield pro game. Yeah, we know. Kidding. Will Uplay Plus will stop any Ubisoft game from being pro, if not very rare. Yeah, no, that's true. if they do bring that out, that'll change a lot of things. Now my question is, if they're gonna release a service, are they gonna give it discounted? Because I know not all those games are able to get ported over. If they can do something like Netflix where they give you a smaller amount and then like slowly increase it as more games come out, maybe. Or over the years increase it, because I know some places do that. Crata, I believe, is a pro game. I think Crata is supposed to be a pro game. Uplay Plus, I'm on board for seeing what it's gonna do, but I don't know. Let's see. See. Doing things on the back end here. What do we got? Maybe Crata is a pro game. That could be. It's a possibility. It's confirmed 2020. How many games is the question? That's true, because we've seen them do 3 games. So it should be interesting. It'd be interesting to see. Maybe surprise Super Hot or Gunsport. It could be. Super Hot's a pretty interesting one as well. It's up top a little bit, so just make sure it's not going crazy over there. Keep it right here. That's a little far. Move it a little bit closer. There we go. Super Hot was a good one though. I think once I get this stuff cleared and whatnot, like the PC screen that I have is decent, but I'm working towards getting it curved. I'll work a little bit longer, so I can be a little bit more relaxed. But I know the way this is sitting, because I want to actually move it this way, a little bit more this way, so I can kind of sit towards this. It'd make more sense to kind of sit towards this and have you guys like right here. But it's little things, work in progress. So Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 been in development for 10 plus years. So far from being released. Yeah, that's true, but I mean, we'll see. Can't even say if Stadia reaches the original planned 120 games due to COVID. This is true. Now, can't technically be mad about it. That's the one thing that a lot of people need to understand. And we're gonna get a lot of fanboys from other consoles saying, "Well, you didn't even hit your 120. You couldn't even get 120 in a year." Look, dude, you couldn't even get your console in the year that you were supposed to get it. If it turns out that way, like, dude, shut up. You want to bag on games? Your console, which cost I don't know how much, and you want to complain about a game, $50 game, your $500, $600, $700 console couldn't even make it in the year that it was supposed to show up for that same reason. So do me a favor, shut your mouth, go play your games, let me enjoy mine that function perfectly fine. I don't have to buy a rig to upgrade to play the next gen stuff. Scoot on, bye. So come on, man. You'd rather buy your games or get them for free and locked to a sub. Depends on the value. not necessarily the value of what I'm spending, but the value of what I'm getting within that subscription service. For instance, like Uplay is getting a lot of the higher titles. So when you get Uplay Plus, you get all the high tier, like the full complete editions of everything. Assassin's Creed Origins, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Division 2, like all that stuff. Anything that's made by Ubisoft, any version of it, whatever it is, you get the highest complete collection of that for, is it 10, 14, 10, 13? I can't remember how much it is. 10, I want to say 10. I think that's how much I paid. 10. I can't remember. I really can't remember how much it was for X amount of dollars. Now it's less than 15. For X amount of dollars, you're getting every list, or every game in their library list at the full collector's edition or deluxe edition or whatever the case may be. Highest tier. Those each cost between $80 to $120 each one. So you're getting, I'm not even going to go through the list, but say with just 5 games that all have like an ultimate edition, which usually is about 120. 5 of those, you're getting $600 worth of content with less than $15. That's more than enough for me. That's a month, $15 a month, and you're getting $600 worth of content. It may not be the best content, but it's $600 worth of content, and that's what you get. Yeah, $14.99, so $15 if anything. So that idea, that concept to me, yeah, I would jump on board. 100% I would jump on board if that was the case of a subscription and I'm getting games. Now, if we're in a subscription service where I'm getting games at a discounted price, I'd probably buy them. That's no problem. I'm still getting somewhat of a discount. It's not necessarily free, but I mean, that's kind of how the name of the game goes. You get it discounted first, you get it discounted again, maybe a third time. Later down the road, it's either like $2-3 or you're gonna get it free. That's usually the route it goes. The first one, it's like it's down 75, or excuse me, 25. It's the other way around. It's down 25% or 20%. And it goes down like a few months later. Oh, it's like 40%, almost 50% now. It's usually 35, if so. Nothing. Okay, so you don't get it. Maybe a year and a half goes by. Oh, it's 50 to 60% off for a summer sale or something like that. I'll still pass up. It's not something that I wanted to get on the DLC stuff. And you got 2.5 years down after that, and it's like, oh, it's 75, 80% off. Oh, this game's only $10. Hell yeah, I'll take it. Fuck it, throw it in the bag. We'll put it somewhere. We'll play it on the backlog sometime, or if maybe you already had the base game. The thing nowadays is, like, if you get the base game, the upgrades aren't as bad. If they're giving you free base game, dude, I'd sub, no problem. Give me the base. I'll still sub to you. Give me the base, and then if on top of that you're giving me a small discount to get the rest of the upgraded stuff, to fucking sold, my dude. Sold. Played Super Hot in VR. Ooh, how was that, by the way? They did say 120 plus, so maybe we do see 120. Maybe, we'll see. I mean, if Uplay comes out and that's considered 120, we'll hit it. We're doing pretty good. I mean, we're 30, almost 40, around 40 games for the system, or for Stadia, somewhere around there. That's not bad, dude. I think about it. It's not bad. We're halfway in, and we're almost a third of the way. It's just really not bad. We haven't even gotten through summer. So, dude, we'll be hitting a year soon. We've already hit the halfway mark. By a year, I can see us doing close, if not more than 100. We should be able to. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Depends. Xcloud only has 2 games I like. Ooh, what 2 games are those? Uplay Plus, yes. Bethesda streaming service, yes. I've heard of this Bethesda's, but I don't know, man. Like, so here's the funny thing. A lot of people bag on Stadia being a streaming service. Yet all these other companies coming out, on GeForce and all that stuff. I mean, it started from the beginning. GeForce now is a way better, but where is it better? Oh, you can play all these games. And then GeForce got shut down, and I'm like, okay, so where is it better? Oh, I could still play these other games. It's like, okay. So you're still telling me that a filled library of older games that you've already had, because some of the newer ones you can't play, is still better than an infrastructure that works, that looks clean, that doesn't have to download inside its own streaming service, even if it's a small minor one. Download, and your UI is janky as shit. Like, where is it better? If you're basing it on a library, that's not a valid statement at all. That is not a valid statement saying that it's better. You just have more accessibility to games of the current, or if not past, which is literally what we have. Games of the current and of the past. Not as many, but we have, not a lot, but we have the same thing. So where is it better? And the fact that they want to, dude, they put you on a timer? Like that was the stupidest thing. Dumbest thing that I heard, that they're putting a timer on it for that stuff. Dude, get the fuck out of here, dude. Why would you agree and think that that's better because they have you on a timer and you have a waiting? So you could be waiting for 30 minutes of the 2 hours that you get to play. Now you only get an hour and a half to play, and then you got to reset and do it all over again? Dude, no, get the fuck out of here. No. I don't understand. I can't fathom to think how that is much better. Fuck out of here. All right, Antonio, we'll see you, man. Halo and Gears. Oh, yeah, but it's whatever. Oh, okay, so Bethesda streaming service is a software. Gotcha. Yeah, no. I failed to see how GeForce Now is remotely superior when you have to pay for the subscription to have priority access and increased time, when Stadia is a free service to use. Stream it no problem. It doesn't require you to keep the subscription to play online. You don't have a timer set for how long you can play. You don't need priority access to get in for waitlist. There is no waitlist. There's no waitlist. So it blows my fucking mind, man. The list shows games confirmed for 2020 release to be 75. Now, is that 75 on top of what we already have? Because if that's the case, we'll hit it. And I'm in no way complaining. No, I agree. Look, we're setting a bar. Stadia is setting a bar. We all do it. It's a goal that we want to reach 120 games. We may hit it, we may not. We may be close. If that's the case, we did a hell of a good job, and we know where to fix things now. But the service has only been out for half a year, and people expect it to be fully stable. fully stable thing. Dude, people buy games in early access and fucking complain that they're janky as shit. Like, you got what you paid for. You know the consequences. Like, if you knew that it wasn't going to be complete, what were you hoping for? What were you expecting to change when you bought it? It's still the same thing. So when infrastructures are an idea, something like this, it is brand new, on its feet, getting into it, learning from other people's mistakes or other people's things, you can't expect it to be 100%. That goes with any game ever made by a developer, any console ever made by any company. You cannot expect something to be a full 100% out the door. There's no way. In a perfect world, maybe. No, reality is it will never be 100% on the way out. Never. Not even 90% out. It'd probably be about 80-85. Still gonna get bugs. Still gonna get things that, faulty consoles. You're gonna have a lot of shit until they make the second gen or the third gen. It's literally what it is, man. Oh, 75 in total. Nice. 75 in total. Tell your experience. Oh, I can tell you the experience that I had. Podcasts. I followed a while. Ooh, okay. What podcast? Any thoughts on the next Connect? I would like to see Gods and Monsters. I think that's one thing that I want to see for the next Connect. We've been holding back a lot on that one, and I keep seeing things here and here about it. But I would like to see Gods and Monsters make an appearance. I would like to see them talk. They don't necessarily have to release it, but talk about the YouTube integration of what's to come, what they plan on doing. Give me more things that are streamer friendly for us content creators. Give me something that doesn't like I said, doesn't have to release, but give me something that you're working on. Let me know that you're working on things at the Connect. Just information mainly is what I'm looking for. What's to come, what to expect. You don't have to dazzle me with this AAA title is coming out tomorrow or today or next week. No, just give me information. Give me things that I want to hear where it's like, we're working on this title's. If you're going to get dates, don't give me, either give me an accurate date or give me a month or say later, early, that's fine. Don't give me exact dates and then I expect it and it's like fucking gone. But I think a lot of issues with that too, dates and whatnot getting mixed up. Like, I get it, it's totally fine. But yeah, just give me more information on the tech that you got going on. Let's talk about blades. Hear about the blades, man. Let's hear about that. Just give me more of that juicy info. Game confirmed for 2020, yet to be released 28. Alright, cool. That's not bad, man. Still not bad. I'll take that. It's called Rocket Punch. Rocket Punch. I swear I've heard of it, but I'll have to take a look at it. Definitely have to take a look at it, man. See what else we got going on here. Oh god, that was bright. Jesus. Game release 47, games to be released 42, in total 89. Alright, cool. That's fine. It's still not bad. We got close. We got really close. So if that's the case to be, I mean, there's potential for more stuff, but it's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad like that. All right, Chris. Hey, man, I appreciate you hanging out with us. Really do. I'll try to see if I should do. I mean, you guys let me know. Do you guys like these open mic nights? Is this something that I should do, where we can just sit here, talk for a couple hours, chit chat, throw the BS around? So keep me posted. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. I might post it in the. Might post a poll in the old Twitters. See what's up. But appreciate you hanging around, man. I know you stop by when you can, so it's always a pleasure to have you guys here. Fluffy sends you a quote on the way out, huh? Pow pow puppy chow. That was a good one. That's actually a great one because he was there for that one. I'd like to see Stadia make a really good zombie game. That would be good. Okay, so my question to you in regards to the zombie game. Would you prefer a zombie game similar to State of Decay-ish? A zombie game similar to DayZ? Or a zombie game similar to Left 4 Dead? Those all each have different elements, different genre types, but still consist of zombies. Or you also have what's the other one? Shoot, there's another zombie game. Seven Days to Die. That's the other one. 7 Days to Die. That's the other one that I remember. So, in the words of Fluffy, that's a great way. So, what form of zombie game are you looking for, or what that you would like to see at least? Is there a specific type of genre style similar to Left 4 Dead? Okay, but I mean, you have Army, like Zombie Army 4. Would that not does that not suffice enough for that same feel? Or is that something that you are not interested in? Maybe once a month? You want to put it in your schedule? Oh, that's true. We could do kind of like things that happen this month. Nice little rotation to things. Do it either towards the beginning or the end of it. It's a good idea. I'll put that into the box. Similar to Left 4 Dead. I like to see it kind of like, but I like to see kind of like Days Gone. Okay. So I did see some of Days Gone. Had a little bit of it was interesting. Had a different take on it. Had a very different take on it. If we're going to do a zombie game, what I would like to see, in my opinion, I want to see another Dying Light. I know we have Dying Light 2. When? I don't know. Would like to get Dying Light. That would be a great game to be on Stadia. If you want to talk zombies or some type of virus quarantine, like Dying Light 2. Or even the original Dying Light. That one was good too. Give us the definitive edition. That was a good one. So I would like that one. That would be a really good one. I feel the technology Google has with AI, pull off an ultimatum zombie game. They could. They could. I mean, what if you threw everything? That's why Dying Light was a good one. If you threw everything together, even did like an MMO one, like that'd be good. I mean, there's a bunch of possibilities. We'll see. There's a lot of things that I want Stadia to produce in games, and I think we've talked about it a good amount of time. Been plenty of times. I mean, who knows? Oh, Fluffy, I just saw your message in there right now. Sorry. Streamer mode has it so I can't see any of the notifications or anything like that. So I did see it in there though right now. So. Fabled Full World. Every player action affects the world. Zombie infection, outbreak, battle royale. It does throw a twist in there. Yeah, city games and entertainment are big. And MMO, yep. A Fabled Full World. That's similar to what I mentioned. Okay, so let's. Sorry, there's a bunch of stuff going on in the background right now. My phone just has a list and a list and a list and a list and a list of things. A huge list of things. Notifications. It's like, read me. No, I'm not in the mood. It could work within the Stadia ecosystem. Okay, that's interesting. So think of it this way. Let's sit and chit chat about this one. Let's actually have a full conversation about this. Let's take, like I mentioned earlier, Fable. All right, no problem, Alakazam. Hey, man, I appreciate you stopping by. Again, thank you for your service. I know you probably heard it plenty of times, and if you didn't, I'm glad you heard it plenty of times here. I know not a lot of times people appreciate the things that we have, thankful because of our military services and whatnot, and the people that are there. But I, greatly appreciate what you've done, even with your medical discharge. Thank you for giving us, for helping us keep this world intact for what we have. So you have yourself a good night, sir. I always welcome the conversation, love when you stop by, and appreciate you as a human being. And you, sir, have a great night, get some sleep, have a fucking blessed day tomorrow. Do your thing. So let's see, Fluffy. I think it's just you and me now, Fluff. But let's hash this conversation out a little bit. Let me see here. Let me see. So you said Fabled Full World. So I like the idea. So say Fable, the original Fable game. And you have your choice to be what you want to be. Swordsman, rifleman, sorcerer. or you want to dabble in either one, or not dabble in either one, dabble in all of them. You have that option too. But say you turned it into more of an MMO status. So take the MMO idea. You have the choice to be more of a paladin, more of a heavy two-hander swordsman, axe, whatever the case may be. Sorcerer base, you can choose to be light, dark, or heavy elementalist. And like would be more like a cleric, or excuse me, not a cleric, a cleric. Darkness would be more like a necromancer. And then you have an elementalist, which is, one who works with different elements, stuff like that. That'd be a good one. In regards to the warrior base, was paladin, one-hander, or heavy two-hander. One-hander would be, of course, the balance in between. And then range type, you have a archer, you have a dual pistoler, or you have a heavy shotgunner. That would be good. I would like that. And those would be your 9. Your 9. So your archer would be mainly like, stealthy. Your revolver would be fast-paced, quick. Not necessarily heavy, quick shots, but more of a DPS, a faster amount of DPS. But more balance, where you have a good amount of damage, but good amount of speed. And then your blunderbuss or your shotgunner. Let's say blunderbuss, because I feel like that would be better. Or like a Gatling gunnis or something. I don't know. No, not Gatling gun. You don't want to do that. Let's say blunderbuss. Some type of blunderbuss. And he does a lot of single shot damage, or a decent amount of single shot damage, but has more health. So you kind of have like the give and take of everything. You have something that has a lot of pull from one direction, a lot of pull from another direction. So you want to balance everything out. It's always good to balance things out. So take that idea. You have 9 classes to choose from, and of course professions to follow each one, like an MMO. Throw this in to the world of Albion, which is of course the Fable world. High damage, low range, yeah, stuff like that. High damage, low range, or just whatever the case may be. Because what you want the archer to be the heavy single shot damage, whereas the shotgunner could be more crowd control based. Same thing with like paladin, crowd control, high health, but still does a good amount of damage. And then your archer would be more of the sneaky type, crits, all that stuff. So I mean, there's a bunch of things that you could do, and I've played plenty of MMOs to kind of run the bush about all that. Like, I have my run of the mill experience of all that stuff. I love MMOs for this reason, because I can sit here and talk about this stuff all day. I genuinely can sit here and talk to you and give you the concept of a game, of what to do, and then you would just need to fill it with dialogue. We could even start the dialogue. But take the Fabled instance, and you have your 3 melee, magic. Excuse me, I was gonna say magicians, but not magician. Magic, or sorcerers. Excuse me. And then you're ranged. So you have your 9 classes. You have your choice of what you would prefer to do. You have the setting Albion, somewhere in Albion, or if you want to keep the same one a few years later on, and you can start from a young kid. If you want to do some type of story base to it in the beginning, you can do it kind of like a Destiny feel, where have a channel dedicated to it. I actually have a channel dedicated to the idea of something that I wanted to do, and it was It was one that we were deciding on, and like a lot of this stuff that I've kind of already explained right now is stuff that I've thought about in the past, that I've jotted down in a Microsoft Word file. Just kind of implemented different things on there. We could talk that a little bit off stream though. We'll get into that a little bit later. But excuse me. So you have that, and you can do kind of like the intro being like everybody does the whole like intro being a kid, growing up doing these things. And that's your tutorial. You know, you're a kid somewhere, you hear fairy tale stories of, you know, forgotten heroes that nobody's ever seen, and you have this vision of what you want to be. You can choose to be the good or the evil, and you have, you know, the League of Heroes or the League of villains or shadows. League of Shadows, Batman. So you would go through this tutorial, and it would kind of like explain the story and whatnot. You would learn what you can do in the very beginning. You'd get the history plot down, the backstory of who you are, this person. You can create your character to be however you want, and it should be a full customization of hair, what you look like, your eye color, if you want to add makeup, you know, the similar basic stuff you would do in an MMO. And then from there, once say you've gotten through the beginning portion of everything, throws you out into the world, and in this world you're doing said missions. You have your main missions like an MMO, and what I would like this to be, not necessarily like a huge open world, but I would like to have some type of guidance system in it, where you know where to go next, but still be able to do side missions along the way. It should still be third person. It should still be all part of the tutorial. Yeah, the tutorial should be basic of, so you have your intro. Your intro should be the story of the heroes and what happened. The intro to your gameplay should be followed up by you, this child in the world, reading this book about these people, wanting to be one of these people, narrator kind of explaining you have a choice in the world to make a change, or, you know, for the better, for the worse. And then as you go through, it kind of shows you the basic stuff of like, do you pick a sword, bow, sorcery, kind of just like as the basics to toy around. And then what's it called, from there, once you go through, it'll kind of take you through like a traumatic change in your life. So then from that point, once that traumatic said thing happens, like after you've done the little basic, okay, this is what you do for this, this is what you do for this, this is what you do for this is what you can do, you know, with these different skills. Go through the traumatic event that happens, say somebody kills your family, or you could say either somebody kills your family or somebody kills the town that you're at. You come back, you find nothing, and you're the only survivor of that town, not necessarily in the world, but of that town, that small town. And then you kind of go on the venture of, you know, your choice of, do you prefer to be the good person and hunt these people down to bring them to justice, or do you prefer to be the bad person, hunt these people down for the sake of vengeance? Now you kind of have that teeter-totter of what you prefer to do. That's bringing back the whole good and bad sequence of Fable. So then have the event be a choice. Yeah, so have the event be a choice once you get there. I think that would be a good idea. So once you get to that portion of it, it's mainly going to be more cinematic based in that beginning, because then you want to fast forward to, you've gotten to this point where you're in another town, you've continued to live your life as best you could, and now there's something that happened again that's pulled you to this idea of which would choose, the good or evil. Yep. And that's kind of like what you would want to do. And that's where things will start pulling into what you prefer to do, what you would prefer as, because that would be your faction pool. It shouldn't necessarily be, I know the normal Fable games do, like, if you do good deeds you get good stuff, if you do bad deeds you get bad stuff. You can choose on the fly. But because if you want to implement any type of PvP stuff, you should kind of lean to one side, where everything you do is going to be towards the sake of getting vengeance. They're not necessarily always going to be bad things, but they're going to follow up towards bad things, if that makes sense. So if you're following the story, you may have to do, a couple good things, reconnaissance, helping people to get information for whereabouts on other people, so to speak, or lie to get your way through certain ways. I mean, there's always good and bad things depending on how you view them, but they can all be similar, but they're all leading up to different reasons, if that makes sense. Towards the end, it's for a different purpose, so to speak. So the idea can be the same when you're going through it as an MMO. You're going to obviously be playing the same type of ones, but at the same time, there should be certain missions that are available for those choosing a darker path or a lighter path, like they do in the game. The availability for certain games when you're running a darker class, when you're more evil, you can access the what's it called? What is it? There's like an altar of horrors or something like that. Horrors? I forgot what it was. But there is something similar to that, I know, in Fable, that if you're of a certain threshold evil, you can access a certain temple that you can sacrifice people at. So that's kind of like one thing you can lean towards, with certain people doing a negative path. And this also, splitting them down the middle, lets you kind of balance the whole, like, playing a certain class, like WoW did. You have a specific class on one, specific class on another. Like, you can do it that way. And then, of course, as you're doing that stuff, you'll go through everything. You'll have a main story, you'll have side stories, you'll have stories signified more towards the lighter paths, stories signified more towards the darker path, just little things here and there. And then you'll have weapons based more on your negativity, other weapons based on more of your positivity, like a holy blade of some sort for a sword, or for a necromancer, like a skull of some fabled warlock or some fabled necromancer. It's something similar to that. That's another idea that you can pull. And then you can start doing more like a PvP, either towards the later on pass or somewhere in the middle. But all in all, what you would want to do is, once you got through some of the main story stuff, there would be the idea of you creating, like, your end game would be considered like you would be creating this world, this league of people, or you would be joining this league of people, league of heroes that was long forgotten, and now it's all these people that chose to be either light or dark. And then you would get into the PvP aspects of things. Like, I would like for the PvP to be available in certain aspects for some people in lower levels, but the thing is that causes more people to be either griefed or not available to do certain things. It's better to do it at certain levels, because then you don't lack the experience. But I don't want PvP to be the reason you're getting specific weapons or gear, like Destiny's done, like PvP specific items. I don't want any of that. I wouldn't want any of that. I don't think anybody likes that stuff where it's like super difficult to do. I would do more of the sense of you would do it for fame or some type of event, so to speak. Like League of Heroes are doing something to stop the League of Villains, some sort of stuff. Like, you could probably to work the multiverse theme as well. You wanted to keep some storyline continued. Yeah, it's similar to it. Yeah, you could. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. This is just a base idea. Like, this is in no way, shape, or form a solid form of what I would prefer, but it was the basis of what I was looking for in a beginning MMO, where your actions did affect what you did in game, or at least in your story. Because I loved Fable so much, that's what I wanted to keep. And there was times where, I mean, there's another one where I started thinking of, one that reflected towards magic and the gods and all this stuff, and like not necessarily our gods, or a god, or like Viking gods or anything like that, but it would be like specific gods. You could even use Greek gods or stuff like that, or so to speak. But there's a lot of different things that I wanted to do with it. Excuse me. And the reason why I bring up the whole like the MMO is because then you can do large scale like raid stuff, where it would be like 6 people or even 9 people, or I would say 6 people is a good amount. 6 people is a good amount. We can do 6 people. 8 is pretty hefty. 4 is usually never enough, or 4 is good, but you usually have more. But 6 is a good number, where you usually have about 6 people that want to play. So 6 would be good. Any gods known or unknown at this point in time? Yeah, pretty much. Any gods from left to right. You could choose. You can create your own. You can make your own. You can use the ones from before. Like there's plenty of people that use the same references over and over and over again. So, you can do like events, kind of like little raids like that, where it's like the heroes go out to stop some type of mythical monster, whether it be like some type of huge Hydra, or be a monster like Cthulhu, a nightmare beast, or something like that, or somebody that affects you in your sleep. And then you can do it on the other side for the League of Villains, and do something more on the side of you need to stop not necessarily a hero, but you can stop a mythical beast to extract its a mineral from it or whatever. You're looking for this piece to create stuff, and you go after mythical beasts, so to speak, or you try to manipulate things and stuff like that, or you try to affect people's like if you wanted to be replayability, it'd be something like that, where you would have to harvest it or do certain missions for certain pieces and stuff like that, and that's why you would do the raids. But you'd want to make it where it's not like hell and a half to find these things, because you don't want it to be a significant advantage over people when you do PvP stuff, or you balance it out when it's in PvP, where certain skills are meant to be used as certain skills outside of PvP. And then you have you should have it where, you can have it where these people that choose to do dark and light, like the player should choose if they want to be able to have both worlds active, or if say we were doing it that way, have it as one whole world, or have it where you only see the people in that sort of righteous pool, whether it be positive or negative. It'd be nice to have a game where you have the choice to be a villain instead of the hero. There aren't many, if any, out there. Agreed. And that's why I liked Fable, because Fable let you choose to be a villain, and that was one of the good ones. That was one of the very good games that I enjoyed the most for that reason, was because you can choose to be a villain. And it wasn't necessarily like being a hardcore villain, but just the choices that you did caused it to be in the negative. You can choose to save somebody, or you can choose to steal the things that they have, and they were like minor things, and it was good. I liked it. That's me. Like little things like that. Plus the humor in it was pretty decent. But yeah, little things like that would be good. Or like I said, if they keep it the same, keep it the exact same way, add a little bit more. Maybe add where you are the heroes, or you mesh the world together with heroes and villains together, and you can choose to be either one, and you can join your friends or whatever, and all these different things. There's endless possibilities of what you can and can't do with certain stuff, especially that game. So Let's see. That's where the multiverse point of view could come into play regarding showing good and evil in the same world. Yeah, no, exactly. That's 100% true. So I mean, WoW did a good job of it, where you travel to different areas, and you would have it would unlock PvP stuff for you. But then of course the grievances of stuff, which was the bad part. And then you would kind of be stuck on the grievances of everything. So I kind of want to skip away from that, but that's where I feel like the user should be able to choose if he wants to add both or just keep it one. They should have that freedom. It's a lot harder, but they should have that freedom to kind of do what they want for them. So, but we'll see. We'll definitely see, man. You could even do some sort of phase shifting world based on your current level and stuff. Exactly. That's another thing. That I feel would be great in a specific area or a specific part of the world. You would have to be a specific level, or should be a specific level, to be in there. If you are not, it should not allow you in there. And then if you are of high level, you should be kind of like faded out or ghosted in a sense, so that you can't take advantage of other people, because it's not what you want to do. You want people to have fun. So, but if people play with you, what they should do, downscale it. That would be the next thing. Downscale it so that you're doing the same amount of damage. That's the other possibility. Downscale everybody to be what they need to be, or upscale them to be what they should be, stuff like that. You won't necessarily have the better luck, but evil, bad, neutral, good, holy, yeah, like all that stuff. So, I mean, there's, like I said, there's endless possibilities on it. Endless possibilities on it that you could do. It's a good one too. Oh, don't worry, man. I knew what you meant. All right, well, where are we at? We're at 11 o'clock. Jesus Christ. Already getting to that 2.5 mark, and I have work in a few hours. Probably about like 5-ish. 5-6 hours. So I think it's probably safe to say there that we should probably cool it down and call it for the evening. But this was fun. I mean, I did have fun. Like I said, it's a new take for me to kind of get through all this stuff. So AMA was a little bit interesting. So I mean, people. Oh my god, that's hilarious. I just saw that thing that Brian posted up. Funny. It's all good, Fluffy. What the fuck? Oh my god, that is nuts. Sorry about that. Yeah, no, like I said, I love these conversations. I love having these conversations with you guys. I think it's fun. I think it's good. I should do them a little bit more often. Maybe like every 2 weeks or so, like everybody else. I could do them on my Fridays to kind of get us into it, but we'll see. There'll be something new. Maybe we can do like early mornings, chill vibe something. I don't know. It's up in the air. I'm still thinking if this is still a good thing to do or not, but if this gets me more people to subscribe, if it's something that I'm appeasing to somebody, to give them more content or something to come back to, like, I'm totally for it. So, but I always like having these conversations. Like I said, stimulating conversation keeps me going, and that's kind of what I like when people can give me things to think about, or to sit here and want to talk to you guys about, because I think there's a lot of stuff that we can we can discuss as friends, as mutual people, in a conversation. Actually have a conversation, not debate, not argue, not nothing. Just have a full conversation. So, but yeah, no, definitely we'll look into trying to do some of this stuff. So we'll see. But it was a pleasure, guys. Fluffy, always great to have you, man. Appreciate you doing what you do. I'll get with you sometime in the beginning of June. We'll start getting more of the commands and everything down. I want to get you involved with all that stuff. So I know you're always around. You help me out a lot, especially with everybody kind of doing their thing. And we're slowly getting past this COVID stuff, which is great news all around. But I want to get you more leniency to see all the stuff and more ideas. I welcome the ideas if you got anything for me. Same thing for the rest of the chat. If you got anything, man. You need to add this tail end into your Discord. It's a possibility. Yeah. We'll happen. We'll get into it. Like I said, there's a lot of things that will be coming in June, and I do want to sit down with you in a full conversation, and even if it's in Discord, and we can sit down and hash the details out. But like I said, I want to get you more involved because I know you've been helping out a lot, and I do appreciate that more than you probably know. But it's definitely helped me out a lot. It's definitely helped a lot of the other people out. Oh, the story. Yeah, no, we can talk about it. Like I said, we'll get into that stuff often. That one might take a little bit longer, as this stuff is taking priority anyways. But we'll still talk about it. Don't worry. I think it's a great idea, and that you bringing it up kind of like ignited that flame of ingenuity or innovation and something. Just the creativity kicked in, and I'm just like, hell yeah. Let's fucking do it. No, but yeah, no, we'll do it, man. We'll do it. But to everybody in the chat, all you hidden people out there, thank you so much for hanging out. I know there's a lot of people that had hidden subscriptions as of late this past week. Thank you guys all out there. I don't know who you are because it's not public, but thank you. I know some of you did subscribe. That showed. Thank you. Means a lot to me. We're that much closer to 200. At 200, I'm actually going to be raffling off a couple things, and I'm going to post that in Twitter as this week progresses. As we hit the 200 mark, there's a couple things that I want to raffle out. I'm actually looking at them from here, and they're not cases. Let's get this right. They're not cases. This is my personal items. My personal things. It's not going to be the chalice or the mug or anything that you guys saw earlier. These are things that I will show, that you will get to see, and I will raffle them off. These will be in perfect, if not mint condition. Near perfect, excuse me. I wanted to say near perfect, if not mint condition. But I want to get more people involved with that, so that'll be more as the time progresses. Story time. As always, story time. But yeah, it was a pleasure, guys. AMA went pretty well. Open mic night was good. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this up. We'll see. We'll definitely see. But it was a nice change of pace. So really appreciate you guys hanging out with me and keeping me busy. Exactly, sir. We'll definitely get to that. Again, thank you all you viewers, all you beautiful people, all you great people out there. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the questions. Antonio, Rick Tones, Alakazam, Fluffy as always, Chase, Charles, if you're still out there, man. Eddie, of course. Angel, y'all are awesome. Chris, can't forget Chris. Antonio with that big dono this afternoon. Thank you, man. I will continue to congratulate you and thank you. Or not congratulate you, but thank you. You have no idea how much to me that means. So that lets me know, one, I'm doing something right. Two, you like the content. and you're a humble person. So thank you, man. Stealing my line now. So thank you guys so much. With that being said, as always, guys, stay safe, be happy. I'm out of here. Gotta get some sleep. Don't forget, stay linked up. We'll see you guys later.